Fiber.com. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Bachelor Happy Hour. I'm Joe.
And I'm Serena.
And we are back with our first recap of Jenn's season, which is, it's her first night one. We haven't done this in a minute.
Yeah.
No, we've been recapping old episodes, so we actually kind of have, but...
That's true, actually. We have been recapping night ones of older seasons, which has been really fun and a little more relaxing because the season's already aired. Yeah. So we know how everything plays out. But it actually feels like it's been a while because if you think about it, the last new night one recap we did was Joey's season back at the beginning of January.
Yeah.
So it's been a hot minute. I'm feeling a little rusty going into this, but I'm excited that we're back on track with a new season of The Bachelorette. Makes our jobs a lot easier.
And I will say a new little format that we haven't seen ever.
Yes.
Which is, so we are now seeing, instead of, before you have like a little, which we still get, like a little package of The Bachelorette and a little like get to know her. And you do see the like tease of the end of the season. And then usually you get 5 or 6 guys, you get their hometown packages.
I was thinking of something completely different when you said a new format.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking because we're not at the Bachelor Mansion.
Oh.
We're at a different house.
But they've done that before.
They've done that before. And honestly, this house looked very similar and gave very similar energy to the Bachelor Mansion. I totally forgot most of the episode that we were at a different house.
If they don't address it at the top or you don't say anything, there's a good chance I don't notice.
About the Bachelor Mansion?
Yeah.
Wait, what? You don't think if they didn't say anything, you would have noticed?
I wouldn't have noticed. No.
I think you absolutely would have noticed because the outside of the house is different.
Yeah, it's actually beautiful.
I really liked the house, actually.
Yeah.
But the inside looked very similar.
Yes.
The art department did a great job of giving it kind of like a similar vibe and aesthetic to the classic Bachelor Mansion. But yeah, Joe and I have been watching so many night one episodes that we are pretty used to the format that they've followed now for however many years. And that wasn't the case. I liked the flow better, I think, because it was like this guy comes out of the limo and then you learn a little about them. And then this guy comes out of the limo and then you learn a little bit about them.
So you like it?
I do like it, yeah. You
don't want it to go back? Which do you prefer?
No, I like the new format, I think. But I was into it.
Okay, so I noted a few guys that come out of limo. Obviously, the first guy out of limo is always somebody that usually sticks around. This guy was Marcus. He was the Army Ranger. He came across pretty confident, good-looking guy. I thought he was good.
I liked him a lot, yeah.
She seemed to be into him.
So we didn't see him much. We saw him in the beginning because he was first in the limo, and then we saw him at the end because he was one of the guys being like, I don't know if I'm going to get a rose at the rose ceremony, and then he ends up sticking around. But I feel like throughout the middle of the episode, we didn't see too much of him.
No, but he's somebody that I would be like, all right, this guy's middle, at least making it to the middle of the pack.
I agree. Then we see Marvin. He comes out and speaks French. Sam,
I jotted down because he was like, I'm a virgin. Love virgin.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Would that line work on you?
No.
Yeah.
It wasn't my favorite. But I mean, I get it. He's introing himself. He has never been in love before.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on people that come on the show having never been in love or in a relationship?
I don't have an issue with it.
He's a relationship virgin too, he said later in the episode.
Yeah, I mean, before I came on the show, I never really had a long-term relationship.
You never had a relationship, period.
Yeah, I mean, smaller relationships, but nothing long-term.
Right.
I don't have an issue. I think it's fine. I mean, the point of the show is to potentially fall in love and get married. So even if you haven't been in a long-term relationship, doesn't mean that's not what you're looking for.
100%. And I think Jenn made a comment at one point that kind of summed it all up nicely, where she was like, I'm here looking for love, and he is here looking for love, and that's all I care about.
Yeah, I don't think their dating past really matters.
I mean, I think there is something to be said for like knowing what you're looking for and having experienced relationships, both good and bad, to kind of learn about yourself and how you want to be in a relationship. You know what I mean? Like, I think if everyone thinks back to their very first relationship, there's things that they would be like, oh, like I would never act that way now or say that now or do that now.
Oh, yeah. But that doesn't mean you can't fall in love with that person.
Totally. And I think your first relationship can 100% be your last relationship. I mean, there's tons of people that married their high school sweethearts. Like half your friends married their high school sweethearts.
But I mean, if you are the lead, if you're going to look at statistics, you're probably better off choosing someone that has relationship experience and knows more of what they want, because odds wise, your relationship's probably going to have a better chance of lasting.
I would say you're correct, but I'd also be curious to actually know what the stats are on that.
Yeah, also like 50% of people now like get divorced.
Yeah, so like your odds are bad no matter what. Like just pick who you love.
yeah, that's also true.
But I think Sam's gonna do well on the show. I like that he's coming. Yeah, I do. I like that he's coming out like super vulnerable.
Didn't he get the last rose?
Yeah, but I don't know.
That doesn't matter.
I don't think that matters in the first episode. There's just so many people. There's so many guys.
You think he's gonna see? I don't know about him.
I think he'll stick around for a minute.
Another one I jotted down was Grant, who came out
rapping.
Yeah, and then he got into almost like a more of a slower R&B. He wasn't really rapping. He was more like rap singing.
Love that.
Yeah. Do you though?
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't, because you instantly said when he came out singing, you went, "Oh no!"
Well,
oh, no.
Yeah, I did say that, and that was why I hesitated. Look here, when anyone comes out of the limo, rapping, singing, poetry, any sort of verbal creativity, I'm instantly panicked for them. Yeah. I have like premature secondhand embarrassment. How is this going to go? What have you done? Why did you make this choice? But I would say overall it went smoothly, and it was like a cute little song, and Jenn was into it, and it wasn't awkward. So that's why it's okay.
Yeah, he
went in with confidence, and he delivered well.
He was able to pull it off. He's a good-looking guy. He was able to pull it off.
Yeah, and if he's really handsome, you're going to be like, okay, it's cute.
And you could tell, like, you could tell he just knows how to speak to women.
Yeah.
So, like, he was going to make it okay. So
yeah, Grant did just fine.
And they show him he is another guy. So we have a few guys showing off their money. Now, Grant was a guy who showed off, and you weren't really paying attention, but I noticed it. He has like in his package video, was driving a Ferrari.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Cars just go right over my head.
Yeah, and there was another guy, the other guy that came out of the limo, or when he didn't come out the limo, he drove in some kind of sports car.
I saw that.
And then tossed his keys to Jesse Palmer and went like, "Hey, Palmer, keep it up front for me."
Yeah, wait, I wrote that guy down. Who did that?
He's like I think a real estate investor in New York or something.
Oh, he was the guy that made the penis joke, right? Because Jenn was like, "Did you just say the P word?"
Oh,
they like bleeped it out.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to.
I would literally be quaking in my boots if I had to go out and throw my key to Jesse Palmer like he was the freaking valet.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like,
I could never do that to sweet Jesse. Oh my God. I actually felt so uncomfortable watching that.
Also, Jesse Palmer's watch is probably worth more than that car. like, come on. Like, Jesse Palmer, like this kid.
Also, Jeremy. The guy's name's Jeremy.
Yeah, Jesse Palmer's rich. And it's just, here's the thing. Like, I think it's just never, I don't have an issue with it. Personally.
With him treating Jesse Palmer like the valet?
No, that I think was just a joke.
No, it was 100% a bit. I'm not trying to take it too seriously.
What I'm saying is I don't really have an issue with like contestants coming on, like flaunting their money, like whatever.
Oh, but let's be real. That's not his car.
But also it's never, you don't know that. We don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's not his car.
Okay, but
if it is, I can understand why he was so mad about that other dude trying to get in it.
But here's the thing. It's never a good idea.
To flaunt your money.
To flaunt your money on a show.
About finding love.
On this show. Like, no. This is the wrong audience. You want to flaunt your money, go on like Selling Sunset or a fucking real estate show or something. Going on The Bachelor, flaunting your money, you instantly are going to lose sympathy from the audience.
Really? You think?
Oh, yeah. No one watching this show is cheering for the rich person, the rich guy.
I think, though, we did talk about this with Trista's season. Like, there has been like a dynamic change since the beginning where all these guys were flaunting like their careers, their money, and their wealth. And now they really are just looking for like, I want a genuine person who's here to find love and to get married and settle down with like the love of their life.
Yeah.
And money does not have anything to do with that journey. And I do agree, like, coming out in a flashy car is fun and all. I didn't think it was his car. I thought it was just like a gimmick. I thought the whole thing was a bit. If it is his car, good for him. I don't have that car. Happy for him. But I agree with you. Like, no need to come out and flaunt your money on this show to any future contestants. You can leave it at home.
I just don't think it's a good idea. But hey, like, also, like, he could have been joking the whole time, and that's just how it comes across. But that's the risk you're taking.
Yeah, I feel like, well, we saw a little like controversy with him and another dude later on, but we can get into that.
History of courage
is to understanding yourself.
Thing you need to spark a love of cities thanks to low fares on.
And she's got a great bubbly energy, and you could tell he goes on to win the first impression.
Suncountry.com. Get to going.
Next, we see Sam M, who we see a lot of him in this episode because
he's the first impression rose guy.
He goes on to win the first impression rose. He makes a shot o'clock joke, which was kind of Jenn's joke from when they announced her, which honestly, in my opinion, I think we need to retire it. Jenn is super fun, and she's got a great bubbly energy, and you could tell that she's here to like have a good time.
Yeah,
I mean she's 26. Yeah. Like,
okay, go. Yeah, Sam M. He did mention that his last girlfriend cheated on him, which that's opposite.
No, I think he was engaged. Yeah, his fiance cheated on him.
That's opposite of flaunting your money. That is probably what you do if you want sympathy on this show. So there's two choices you can make night one. You could be the guy that is looking for love, who has got cheated on in a previous relationship, and the audience is going to be like, oh my God, take care of this man's heart. Or you could be the guy that shows up in a Ferrari and, flaunt your money a little bit, and the audience is going to be like, fuck that guy.
And those are your only two options, guys. Car or you were cheated on. If you don't fall in one of those categories, don't come on The Bachelorette.
Or you could do what Brendan did in Eat a Hot Pepper.
That was so crazy.
Wild move.
I was so stressed out watching. I actually really respected it. Like, I might keep that guy around if I'm Jenn, just because I'm like, this was both insane and ridiculous, but you know what? I respect the move.
I'll remember it.
I remember it. You said Brendan, I immediately knew who you're talking about. I was like, yeah, the guy that ate 2 hot peppers before even entering the house. I'm like, someone get this man a cup of milk.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was so stressful. Yeah. But I liked it because she's kind of made herself out to be this adrenaline junkie. And I like that he was like, I could handle the heat. I thought it was a cute entrance. It was kind of crazy, but I liked it.
I liked it too, but he ended up going home.
I know. I was bummed about that. Poor guy.
And then we have...
His stomach's going to be hurting for days, and so was his heart after that night.
I think the last thing we could talk about out of the limo is Aaron, Noah's brother. I like the package. I like that I liked that they had Noah in Aaron's package where he's like sat down and was... Hey, I'm Noah, and then they moved him immediately. I thought that was funny.
For everyone listening, so Joe and I obviously know Noah very well. Noah as in Noah and Abigail from our season of Bachelor in Paradise. But I have never met his brother. I don't think you have either, right? Not even like on FaceTime or anything. So the only thing I know about him is what he looks like from photos. And he, him and Noah are fraternal twins, right?
Yeah.
They're not identical. They don't look very much alike. They do and they don't. Hearing him talk was the trippiest thing I've ever experienced. I kept closing my eyes and like covering Joe's eyes, being like, this is Noah. Like, I hear they sound so much alike. They talk so much alike. It's gonna take me a minute,
but they really they really are different. Like they look very different.
Yeah,
and it just Aaron's whole demeanor is much more different than
his demeanor is totally different, but the way he speaks,
for sure,
is exactly the same.
His voice is his voice. They're identical voice twins.
They are identical voice twins. But Aaron was married at 21. obviously he's divorced, and he's come on the show to find love. He came out on a motorcycle. I liked it. I thought overall it was solid. Wait, 2 more people I want to touch on. One, my Toronto homie, Thomas A.
Okay.
Came out with puppies. That was my favorite entrance.
Really?
Oh my God, it was so cute. I love puppies.
Okay.
And I think it's just like interactive and it's fun. And I also
You don't think that's giving a little like friend zone?
Puppies?
Yeah.
I mean, you think the hot pepper's giving sexy zone?
I think that's true. That's true. Listen, I didn't say I like the hot pepper one. I don't really. I wasn't that into the hot pepper either.
But here's my thing with puppies. I feel like there's got to be some science behind, like, how do I describe this? If I meet you for the first time and you bring puppies make you feel good. They must release like dopamine or serotonin or like one of the things that makes you feel good.
Puppies or peppers?
Puppies.
And
then I'm going to associate that feeling of feeling good not only with the puppies, but with you.
Okay.
I just think there's got to be some psychology.
I just think you're biased because he's from Toronto.
I am biased because he's from Toronto, but I'm also biased because I love puppies. And then who was the other one that I remembered? Oh, Devin came out and he had a package too, actually.
Which one was Devin?
Devin's the one who was like, not every day you get to meet your future wife. And then his package talked about how he's really loud and he was raised by a single mom.
Yes.
Jenn compared him to Pete Davidson, which I was like, well, that's a choice of a comparison for sure.
I think she likes him. He has.
Well, I mean, Pete Davidson is definitely like a compliment for sure.
He has a big personality. I would say, who are your right now? Who are your favorite guys?
My favorites, or who I think that
No, your favorites.
My favorites.
Just 2.
That's kind of hard. Can you go first?
Yeah, I really like.
Just based off limos or based off like the whole
based
thing?
off the whole night.
Okay, I have one. I really liked Jonathan. He was the one who came out naked. Not naked. Sorry, he was in like a hospital gown. He had his face wrapped the whole night.
Yeah, he's likable. Very likable.
I really liked him. He's super handsome. Yeah. When he took his mask off, I was like, oh, he's a cutie. He had like a good personality overall.
Yep.
I liked him a lot.
Yeah, I would say he was one of the more likable guys. Him, I really like Dylan.
Is Dylan the guy who got the first rose of the night? Yeah, I liked him too.
He was the one. He's younger. He's only 24, but he's.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, but he's very mature. He's going to school to be a doctor. He's the one who wrote his MCAT.
Yeah.
Really liked him.
I liked him a lot too.
He was like one of my favorites. So those 2.
I liked Marcus. I don't think I see a future for him and Jenn, but I liked him.
Marcus.
He was the military guy.
Yeah, like the military guy, and I really like Brett, which I'm really upset that she sent Brett home.
Brett, justice for Brett.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people
so much, and I was so sad. I actually was shocked.
Yeah,
he wasn't even on my radar to be potentially going home. Like there was a few guys I was like, okay, yeah. Like you're looking at the group of guys who like don't have roses standing at the rose ceremony, and I'm like starting to peg who I think might be getting sent home. And then all of a sudden I see Brett walking out of the house. I'm like, where is he going?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are going to feel the same as us.
I'm upset.
I'm upset too.
I'm upset
I really wasn't expecting that.
I would say
he seemed like such a sweetheart.
2 other guys we need to talk about before we wrap this would be. I'll start with Thomas, and because we are having him on Happy Hour, and we're going to interview him, so it seemed like they had a good conversation.
Yep.
And we will talk to him more. He's a swimmer, good-looking guy. And they seem to have a decent connection, and he gets a rose. So I think he'll be around for a little bit, but we will talk more to him and get more of his background and his dating life and what he's looking for, and try to feel him out and see if he's with Jenn or not. And then the other guy would be the first impression rose.
Yeah, Sam M. Sam M was early out of the limo. He was the one who was engaged, cheated on, shot a clock, contractor. He was also the first guy to pull Jenn. Yeah. Like right after the toast.
Did that right away. And all the other guys were like, oh, here we go.
Which usually the person that's like really bold the first night, you either end up loving them or hating them. Yeah. I feel like
they like go away till like mid-season.
Well, those are the only 3 options.
Well, we kind of see, I feel like...
I don't think he's going to just like disappear. He's got a pretty bold personality.
No, and we also see in the trailer at the end of the
Right.
episode, you almost are kind of like believing that he may be a potential villain.
Yeah.
I just don't know because they mention
Well, it's hard because they have 2 Sams.
Exactly. They mention a Sam, but then they show him, but usually it's going to be about the other Sam.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But she's definitely, I mean, he gets, usually the first impression rose very seldomly goes home soon. So.
100%. And she didn't kiss anyone night 1, which I actually was surprised by. I don't think we've seen that. The last person I can remember that only kissed one person on night 1.
She did kiss someone.
She kissed him. She kissed Sam.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But I was going to say
was that the only one she kissed?
It was the only guy she kissed the whole night.
Interesting.
Which is so rare. I know Matt James only kissed his first impression rose on night 1. But since then, I don't remember anyone that hasn't kissed multiple people night 1.
Interesting.
She described the kiss as feral, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because they were making up pretty hard.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
We got to give a shout out to Austin because
Is he the streaker?
he's the streaker. And I would just feel bad not shouting him out after he had to strip naked night 1 in front of a bunch of strangers and run through the mansion.
Power move. It does
Way to
feel
go,
like
Austin.
it does feel like this. Actually, I was gonna. It's definitely it's given. These guys are given the same energy as it's reminding me of like the Rachel and Gabby guys, where it was more like. You don't think so?
No, I do.
Yeah, because there was a lot more like, I guess like playful, having fun, fucking around energy.
Yes.
Like I kind of just like when I think back about Gabby and Rachel season, I remember like the pasta sauce and like who's gonna throw the pasta sauce on them, and it just was like more of a.
Well, because one of the first dates Rachel and Gabby did was that, like, not Truth or Dare, the talent show date, where they all had to do a talent show at the house. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And
yeah,
I
that's
feel
what
like they
it's-
all
yeah.
really shined and had a lot of personality to share.
Yeah.
And I feel like Jen's guys also have, like, there's some really big personalities. I mean, like, Grant, Sam, Devin. I'm trying to think who else. There's a bunch of guys that I was like, okay, we've got some good personalities in this group.
Yeah.
Which is always bound to make an exciting season.
Devin's reminding me of what's his name from Charity season that we interviewed a million times.
Aaron B.
No, we interviewed him a million times. Well, I know we know him.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Sorry, Braden.
Yeah. Sorry.
We
Braden.
interviewed him a million times. Yeah, we have. Braden's been on here like 6 times.
That's who he kind of reminds me of.
I could see that, yeah.
It's like a big personality.
I would say Braden gives more like hippie energy than Devin does. Devin and Jen's conversation reminded me of Olivia and Will's conversation about sucking on toes, day 1 of Paradise.
Oh, okay. Oh, also the end of the episode, it's kind of a surprise they're going to Australia, so that's cool.
That was so cool. And you could tell the guys were genuinely stoked, which
I would be. I'd be like, yes.
Well, yeah, because usually they don't travel until I think it's week 4.
Yeah.
So they're probably thinking, okay, we got to settle into this house now. But they all get to travel, which is so exciting. I've never been to Australia. I feel like The Bachelor would be an amazing reason to go.
Yeah.
You're going with all these guys. But you do see Jenn kind of get emotional at the end of the episode before we head into the season's teaser, just talking about how throughout the night she felt that there were points that she wasn't necessarily people's first choice to be there and to feel so loved. She definitely got emotional, which I can imagine going into night 1, and you know, we'll talk to her at some point. She had certain fears and insecurities about it, but I do feel like the guys are really into her.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too.
So
I think she's got a good group of guys.
Yeah, I feel like it was a successful night 1 overall, and hopefully it kind of only builds her confidence being the lead as the season goes on.
Yeah.
Because, as we know, it takes a little while to settle into the role.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
What did you think of the teaser for the season?
I thought the teaser looked good. I think there seems like there's a lot of fighting amongst the men. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens.
Jenn's whole thing is that she always has picked toxic guys in the past. Do you think she's going to break the cycle?
I don't know.
Because they kind of leave the ending of her season like up in the air on what happens.
Yeah, and I think there's going to be a lot of like guys bringing other guys to her attention who may be toxic, because that's a trigger point for her, and I think that's going to be a thing. But
I mean, amongst like 30 men, like you got to bank on at least one or two being kind of toxic.
One or two, it's probably half.
I know, I was being generous,
But yeah, we'll see. I think it looks like a good season. I can't wait for the rest of it to come out so we can watch it and recap it. Okay, before we go, now with some of the guys eliminated, should we do our top 4?
Yes. So Joe and I, the last few seasons, if you have been listening to Bachelor Happy Hour, which hopefully you have, we've been predicting our top 4. But we didn't do it. Usually we do, or last season, I think we did 2 from the headshots and the bios and then 2 from night 1. And we actually were pretty good. Like, we were pretty spot on. I'm going to write this down in a notes app.
Okay.
Jenn's predictions. All right. Do you want to go first or do you want to alternate? Like you go, I go?
Yep.
Okay.
So I'll go first?
You go first.
So if I go first, you get next 2.
Oh, yeah.
That's
okay.
how it works.
Oh, you're so fair.
Thank you. I'm going to choose Devin.
Okay. That's fine. I'm going to choose Dylan.
And you get one more?
Dylan, and I'm going to choose Jonathan.
Oh, those are both good.
Thank
Okay,
you.
I'm going to go with Sam M.
Sam M.
Which I can't believe you didn't choose first impression Rose guy.
I know. I don't know. He's up there for sure. I like him. Is it my go now or is it your go?
Yours.
Okay. I'm scrolling through the headshots. I'm going to go with Grant.
Okay. I'm going to go Marcus.
Marcus. Okay. And then this is my last one. This is hard.
You should choose your Toronto boy.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm going to go with my
Puppies.
Toronto boy, Thomas A.
Okay. I got to show love to Noah's brother. So I'm going to go Aaron.
Aaron.
Yep.
Okay, so for everyone listening, Joe's top 4 predictions are Devin, Sam M, Marcus, and Aaron. And my top 4 predictions are Dylan, Jonathan, Grant, and Thomas A. And we weren't allowed to do any overlaps. So...
And we may have picked 2 on an episode before, but disregard that if we did.
Picked 2?
We may have done like...
No, we didn't.
Oh, we didn't do it?
No,
Did
we didn't.
Wait?
Because I remember after I was like, oh, shoot, we were going to pick 2 from headshots. Then we're like, that's okay. We'll just wait till night 1.
Okay, well, if we did disregard, because...
these are the real predictions.
These are our top 4.
These are the locked-in top 4 predictions.
And yeah, also another quick shout out before we end this episode to the guy that brought out the step stool. Super original, never been done before. Love that.
You can't let this go.
Love that. So original.
That was my entrance.
No, I don't know. I don't remember. That was the first time I've seen it.
I presented it differently.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mine was
I don't know.
trying to get on his level because I'm sure, and his was putting Jen on a pedestal.
Yeah,
so he put his own original spin on it.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. It was the first time I ever saw it. So,
no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Thank you guys so much for listening to Bachelor Happy Hour. Make sure you watch Jen's season. And make sure you stay tuned to Happy Hour because we're going to get all the guys you want to hear from. We're going to get Jenn as well. And we are going to recap every single episode.
So don't forget to subscribe. And thanks for listening. Bye.